Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Emma. This is my daughter London. She's 9 months old. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are new to our channel, I would love for you to subscribe and like this video if you enjoy. I'm a teen mom and I'm just sharing my journey and hopefully inspiring everyone, teen mom or not. And we would love for you to be part of our YouTube family. And if you are a returning subscriber or you've seen my videos in the past, first, make sure to subscribe. And second, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you and I love talking to you on Instagram, on YouTube, whatever. I really appreciate you guys and I want to let you guys know that. Anyways, in today's video, it's my most requested video. For sure, London knows, and it is how my boyfriend's parents, now he's my fiance, but at the time he was my boyfriend when I got pregnant, how his parents reacted to when they found out I was pregnant, and how my mom and my dad reacted to the pregnancy of little London May. The pregnancy. And London is crawling, she's starting to walk, so she's not going to be in this video. I just love to have her in my intros. She's so cute. I don't know, she's just my little buddy. I have tried doing intros without her and it just feels so weird, so she's got to be in it. And she, look at her little outfit. Isn't she the cutest little bear in the world? Okay, bye. So now it's just us. London's with her dad. But let's just jump right into the story. Yes, the title is true. I'm gonna tell the story of how my parents reacted and then I will move into that. So no, it's not clickbait, but anyways, how my parents reacted to finding out I was pregnant at 17. Not well. I feel like when you find out that someone's a teen parent, your first thing is like, oh my gosh, your parents probably killed you. And I've had my friends be like, my parents would literally kill me. Like, first, they wouldn't actually kill you, and if they try to kill you, then you wouldn't have to worry about money because you could just sue them and then you'd have all the money for you and your baby. There you go, see? So anyways, if you are a teenager or a young adult or whoever, from this video, please learn, tell your parents maybe not as soon as you find out, but the sooner the better, because they are going to be mad that you didn't tell them. And I feel like parents and teenagers, they always kind of think you're being secretive and lying. And so when they find out you are pregnant and you didn't tell them as soon as you should have, or you waited a while, it's just going to be a lot worse. So if you take anything from this video, please it'll be okay. They will be mad, but it's not the end of the world and you can't hide it forever. So it's just better to get it out of the way and just to tell them right away. Anyways, saying that, just wanted to do that quick disclaimer. My mom was the first person to find out that I was pregnant, other than like Brandon. Yeah, I really didn't like tell anyone. So we were at college, Brandon and I, our first semester of college. Little side note, yes, I was 17. I skipped my senior year and I went to college and I did my my last final like college credits at college, and then I got college and high school credits. So I have graduated high school. Yes, I technically wouldn't have been in, yeah, watch my other videos for me to explain that. I feel like so many people ask me questions and I say it in my other videos, so watch the Q&A. Like, just go watch all my videos and you'll find out so much info, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, sorry. I feel like there's lots of other things because I want it all to make sense and to flow, but then I'm like, oh, that might not make sense, so then I have to kind of interject. Anyways, so my mom was the first one to know, and I had been pregnant, I think it happened in, you know what? this is kind of funny. I have a voice recording, which I know she would not let me put in. So I'm not going to put the voice recording in, but I literally have one telling her it's baby news. Please look at that. Literally says baby news. Do you see it? Baby news. Oh, right there. Yep. Baby news. So that is telling my mom, and that was October 2nd. And then I found out I was pregnant June 15th. So I had known I was pregnant for a while, or was it June? I found out I was pregnant June 17th. Whatever, I'd known I was pregnant a long time and I hadn't told them. So yeah, that was bad. So we were in college. We were at college. We took like a night course, so it was like later in the day. And my mom starts blowing up my phone. I mean, blowing it up. Like, Emma, you're pregnant, calling my phone. And she knew I was in class. And I'm like, Mom, I'm in class. And she did not care what. She cared zero. She did not care at all. Which, I mean, obviously, like, if you think your kid's pregnant, like, you're going to be freaking out. So I can understand that. But she was like, you're pregnant. Like, you need to get home. You need to answer my call. And I'm like, Mom, like, I'm in class. Like, I think I told her I had, like, a quiz or test, but I didn't. But I just was, and she, like, did not care. She was blowing up my phone. So, eventually I had to go home. And after class, Brandon had the same class as me because when we were in college, well, we're still in college now. But when we actually, like, went into college, we wanted to take the same classes our first year. So we had the same class. And I was like, oh my gosh, Brandon, like, she knows I'm pregnant. This is not good. And so we were both kind of freaking out. And we weren't living together at the time, but sometimes he would stay the night with me, and we were together all the time. And we took one car to college, so he came back with me, and I was like, dude, I'm pregnant. Like, this, it takes two to tango. Like, you're gonna come back with me and talk to her. I'm not doing this by myself. I love my mom to death, but my mom can be really, really, really scary. And I was scared. So we get into the house and we're like freaking out. And you might be like, why did I record this? I recorded it so I could remember. I don't know really why I recorded it, but I recorded it. And I should have watched it back. I should have listened to it back. But I don't know. It was just kind of like a tense time. And it just kind of like was not, you know, when your mom finds out that you're pregnant at 17 years old and she wants you to go to college and she has all these plans for you. She wasn't the happiest. And so, I don't know. Like, I didn't really want to listen and kind of be sad and feel like I disappointed my mom again. But anyway, so I come in and I'm like, Mom, like, why do you think I'm pregnant? And she's like, I know you're pregnant. Like, you didn't answer, which obviously, like, I didn't say anything. I was just like, I have to go. So, red flag. She was like, okay, Emma's definitely pregnant. So, I was like, yeah, like, I am pregnant. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, how could you not tell me? You have your whole life. You have college. Like, this is so irresponsible. I mean, I feel like all parents kind of say the same thing. She never threatened to kick me out. She never threatened, or she never told me, like, oh, you need to get an abortion, or, like, I'm not going to be here for you. She never said anything like that. She just was like, I'm disappointed. This isn't, like, what should have happened ideally. London loves to scream. She is so vocal. Anyways, and so she was, you know, just disappointed, which I understand. And if you are pregnant, like, and you're a teenager, your parents are going to be disappointed. And your parents kind of see, you know, they're older, most likely. And I feel like even if they aren't older, like, you want your kid to go to college. You want them to, like, get married. You kind of want them to do this traditional route. And that doesn't always happen, not just because of teen pregnancy, but, you know, maybe you don't want to go to college. Different stuff happens. But they're your parents and they love you and they're going to love you. Maybe it'll take them a while to get used to it, which is understandable, but they're your parents and they'll come around. In most cases. I've only known a few, like, YouTubers where they didn't come around, but saying that. So, yeah, my mom was just disappointed. She was just kind of like, so then I later found out, like, because I was not showing. Like, I did not show until I was, like, 7 months pregnant. I did not show at all. So it wasn't because I looked pregnant. She said that because my parents are divorced, and so I would go to dinner with my dad, see my dad, whatever. And when Brandon and I went to dinner with my dad, Brandon and I used to talk in baby, and I'd be like, baby, you know, like, little cute teenage stuff. And so I said, baby is hungry, and I meant me, and I was just being stupid. I was like, baby is hungry, like, I'm hungry. But my dad, which I love my dad to death, but my dad doesn't pick up on anything. Like, I could have been like, I'm pregnant. He wouldn't have thought, like, anything of it. But for some reason, like, me saying that little line made him think that I was pregnant. And then he told my mom. And then the one thing I did do that was kind of suspicious is I have negative blood and Brandon has positive blood. I'm not going to get into all the scientific stuff, but anyways, I had to get a shot for London because my blood cells could attack her. Long story short, go read about it on Google if you want to know. But anyways, I was like calling my mom because I was like talking to her about my blood. So my mom is really smart and she kind of put it together. So when my dad said, oh, I think Emma's pregnant, and then I said that, and I guess she kind of just put it together, and then she just asked me, and so that's how she found out I was pregnant. And then a few days later, well, right away, she was like, you have to tell your dad, obviously. But then a few days later, my mom was like, okay, I'm gonna go with you, like Brandon, that's my fiance, my mom, Sean, and then my dad, Preston. She was like, we're all gonna go to Denny's and we're going to like talk about it. And I didn't know this, but my mom told me after we went to Denny's. She was like, oh, like, by the way, I already told your dad you were pregnant, but I didn't know that when I first told him. So when we went to Denny's, I could not tell him. Like, I could not tell my dad because my dad, like, kind of gets mad at like little stuff sometimes, and I knew he would be so mad at this. Like, I mean, obviously, but like I couldn't tell him. I was like, So Brandon actually told my dad that I was pregnant because I just was sitting there, and my mom was like, guys, like, don't you have something to tell Preston? Even though Preston already knew, but my mom wanted, because I was pregnant and it's my responsibility to like tell my dad, she wanted us to like come out and say it. And I was like not saying it. So Brandon goes, Emma's pregnant. And I remember I had the Denny's menu, and I was looking at the Denny's menu, and I could not look my dad in the face. I was like, I can't look at him. I can't look at him. So I was holding the Denny's menu, and he goes, what the hell? It's not funny, but like I was like, oh great. And he was like, Emma, is this true? And I was like, yep, like still the Denny's menu. I still got the Denny's menu in front of my face. And then he was like, what are you guys gonna do? And he was like, when are you guys gonna get married? And Brandon and I already like talked about marriage before I even got pregnant, but now we're engaged. Look at my ring, love it. Anyways, but he was like, you guys need to get married, blah blah blah, which we were planning on doing. But I didn't, just because I got pregnant at a young age, I didn't want to have everything else rushed. Like, I didn't just want to get married at the courthouse. I still wanted to have a nice wedding. Like, I still, if that makes sense, like just because I got pregnant as a teenager, I still wanted to have like some of those big moments and have them be big and stuff. So I told him that, and we just kind of like talked, and he was like, where are you gonna live, blah blah blah, what are you gonna do? And Brandon and I both worked 2 jobs, and we saved, I'm not gonna say exactly how much, but we saved a lot of money, thousands and thousands of dollars before I was pregnant. And you know, when you find out that you're going to become a parent at any age, like your whole mindset changes, at least it should, and you just grind, you know, you're like, okay, I've got to save, especially being a teenager, and like we had 0 money saved, so we had to save all this money, and yeah, it was stressful, but it was completely worth it. And now I'm going to tell a story of my fiance's parents finding out. So his dad actually lives in a different state, and they have kind of like a weird relationship. I don't really know what to say, but I'm just going to tell the story of his mom and his stepdad, because his stepdad has been like pretty much his dad since he was like 7. So that's who found out. And well, now his dad knows, obviously, but anyways, how they found out was we had a big falling out, and I don't really want to talk about that because we are in a good place with them, and I want London to have like all of her grandparents, and I think that that is super important, and I don't wish any bad ill on them. Like, I literally talked to his mom today and his aunt today. Like, I love them because they're like Brayden's family, and everything's good between us now, but I don't really want to like bring up that stuff and go into that, so I'm just gonna kind of skip over that. But when in like December, and London was born in February, Brandon pretty much like full-time moved in with me, and he wasn't, when he was living with his parents, he he had a curfew, so he'd go home really late at night at like 12 o'clock. And then when he woke up, he would come over to my house. So he didn't see his parents a lot, and they didn't have a lot of interaction. And they didn't find out I was pregnant until London was 2 weeks old, because we didn't really know if they were going to be in our life, and we didn't really know what we wanted to do. And looking back, like, yes, we should have told them, but we didn't really know what to do, long story short. So when they found out, his mom actually had kind of a suspicion, she kind of suspected I was pregnant, because my grandma that passed away, her name was Marjorie May, and London's middle name is May, London May. I know, all these little side notes, but they make the story more interesting, right? Anyways, my grandma was the sweetest lady. I love her to pieces. And we went to Thanksgiving at her house, and she wrote Brandon a letter, and she was like, "You're gonna be a great dad, blah blah blah, like, London's so lucky." And his parents confronted him about that one night really late when he got home, and they were like, "Is Emma pregnant?" And he was like, "No, like, Emma got a puppy." Which he should have just said, like, yes, she is pregnant right there, but again, we were scared, we were young, we didn't really know what to do. So when she was 2 weeks old, we were like, yeah, like, we should tell them, you know, like, they have a right to know that their son had a kid. So he texted his mom, and he hadn't talked to his mom in like 2 months since he left and moved in with me. And he said, Brandon always deletes his text. I wish I could put in this text, but he said, "Hey mom, like, do you and dad want to get lunch with Emma and I?" And she responds, "Yes, but I have one question. Will there be a baby in your arms?" And we were like, should we lie? What should we say? And my mom's like, no more lying. Like, you're just going to say yes, and she's beautiful. So he said yes, and she's beautiful. And we went and we ate at a faux place. I don't know. Sometimes I share details that, like, people don't care about, but, you know, makes the story more alive. So we went to this really good faux place, and we were sitting down, and then they walked in, and his mom, like, started crying. And yeah, so that is how his parents found out. They weren't really mad, I guess. I mean, I'm sure they were mad, but so much time had already passed, and so much stuff had already happened. And it's different when you find out that someone's pregnant, and, like, they're pregnant, and then there's, like, a baby right in front of you, and it's your grandchild. So I don't know. I think his mom was just kind of, like, in shock and surprised and loved her. And she was really sweet, and she brought, like, me flowers, and she brought London, like, a little stuffed animal, and so that was sweet. And then his sisters got to meet her, and I love his sisters. They are so sweet, and they got to hold her, and they love her. And now they live in California still, so we don't, and my dad lives in California, so I'm sure we'll go visit them, but they haven't seen her in a few months. But everything is good with them, and I'm so happy that my parents and his parents love London, and she's just so loved, and everyone is so happy and just abundantly loves her, and it's awesome. And I know that everyone doesn't have that, and some parents, you know, might kick their kid out, and that's really sad, and it's just heartbreaking. And I'm so glad that my parents and his parents, you know, didn't do that, and we're happy. I don't want to say they were happy, but accepting. I guess accepting is the word. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I love talking to you guys, so leave a comment down below. What did you think of this story? Did you think it was going to go like this? Were you surprised? What did you think? And please also leave some video suggestions. Yeah, whatever you guys want to leave, I would love to talk to you. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I look at my analytics, and there's like 73 like not subscribes that watch me. So please subscribe, and please like this video. And thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you're having a great morning, night, evening, whatever. Bye!